Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and I am sitting next to the stay-at-home mom that is never home, Chandler Ashcraft, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. We were just talking about our bios.
I caught the giggles. I was trying not to giggle during that because I got a bad case of it during our bios.
Well, I was like, do you have a bio? Like, is that a thing? Because someone just asked me for a bio, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Right, and trying not to be so annoying at the back end and being like, do you want this in third person? Do you want this in first person?
Am I a narcissist?
Am I conceited? Because
I'm
because
the
I want to
best.
win this award. So it's just like you want to hype up your bio, but
No,
also
really, though.
like,
no, really.
she's iconic.
She's the best ever. She's so successful. Like, you're going to win whatever award you get nominated for because your bio is going to be just bomb.
I think so too, because I don't know. You have to tell me, why did you need your bio?
I needed my bio because I'm going on a podcast and they were like, we need your bio.
Okay,
So they can like know who the I am.
Right.
And so this is, I literally just sent it today.
I wish I had my phone. I want to read mine.
I just,
mine's,
yeah.
I feel like mine's, I don't even know what I wrote. I blacked out.
Okay, well, Carly can grab your phone and you can read it. Where is it?
It's over there in my bag. I think next to
you can
underwear.
walk past the camera.
And I think
okay.
it is touching dirty underwear. So just look past that.
Yeah, we changed. We're in the bed. We didn't acknowledge. We didn't acknowledge the fact that we are laying in a bed.
We were really
so casual.
We were going on and on about, thank you. Like, should we? This is my first time on, right? So I have no idea how this is supposed to be, other than videos I've seen, and I'm like, okay, I see like your beautiful setup when you're actually in Utah, but here we were like feet out.
Yeah, do we
feet
put the feet in the sheets?
So we decided, I don't know what the shots can show, but we decided to put the feet underneath the sheets.
Yeah, feet are covered by the sheets.
Little feeties.
Because there's creeps out there who are obsessed with the feets.
What do they say to you?
They're like, will you twiggle your twiggle? Is twiggle
honestly
weird? Wiggle
that's even weirder.
and twiggle.
Twiggle your feet.
Will you twiggle your feet for me? And then they'll like mark seconds in the YouTube episodes where I do twiggle my foot, like little twitch, and they'll like save it so people can find it. It's the weirdest thing. It's so weird.
But I like don't want to acknowledge like how weird everything. It's like I want to just stay surface level and not really think about it.
The internet's so weird.
Yeah.
But like we're on a bed on the internet.
Yeah, that's fair. Talking about my bio. Okay, let me read yours. Okay.
My bio. It says like I feel so conceited just reading it.
I feel like yours is gonna rock mine.
No, how long is mine? Is like a paragraph barely.
Oh, mine is like 3 sentences, and they're like 3 run-on sentences because I was trying to get everything in.
And
I was on the timeline,
and she's happy, and she's successful.
And I put so many disclaimers, like you can change this however you want, because I'm like a closet like people pleaser too. Yeah. So I'm like, if this is not good, like change it however you want. And like, then I said that, and I was like, actually, like no, I want them to keep in what I said.
Yeah. It's actually important that this is exactly how I said it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll change it.
All right, let me hear yours.
Okay. Josie Van Dyke is a wife and mother of 3 living in Salt Lake City, Utah. She is the founder and host of Weekly Trash, a comedic interview-style podcast about the human experience and pop culture. Weekly Trash launched in May of 2022 and is in the top 5% of all podcasts. It has 1.5 million downloads and counting and has been on the Apple's top 200 charts for podcasts. She has an avid community of listeners and uses her platform to combine vulnerability and comedy, helping others feel relatable and know they aren't alone.
That is really good.
Wait, do I need claps?
Oh, shut up. You do that right here?
Yeah, we'll edit the claps in for when I introduce you. Carly will do that afterwards, but the button is there. So if at any point we need claps, I have access.
Okay, that's wild. I literally was making fun of you like that's like a DJ. Like it really
No, it literally is. There's all kinds of sounds on there.
Okay, that's wild. For some reason, my email got disconnected, so I'm literally not going to sit here and pull all that up. But mine was literally 3 run-on sentences. Trying to figure out like how I'm going to sell myself if this is like in a magazine or on the web, if people are voting, and I don't even know what it all looks like.
Well, people who are listening who don't know who you are, let me tell everybody, like I said, you're the stay-at-home mom that's never home. You have 3 kids. I think our kids are like the exact same age almost.
Really? What are your ages?
5, 3, and almost 1.
Yeah, they're like right there.
Yeah. You are an Instagram sensation. Every mother needs to follow you. You really are. You're cool. You're tall.
I'm tall. Yeah, I wish you guys could see how tall I am.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like I'm a giant. I mean, I'm tall. I'm 5'11".
You're definitely not a giant. Like, I thought you were going to be taller because the way you're
Really?
always like, none of my pants fit because they're all too short.
Yeah, but
I thought you were going to be taller.
Yeah, no. I'm like the shortest of all of like my really, really good friends though. Isn't that wild? Like if we go out in public, people are like,
Wait, is it because they're all like college athletes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there. We need to do a dumpster deep dive basically
let's do
into
it.
all things Chandler Ashcraft for those who may not know. And I'm going to be surprised by a lot of this because I don't know all of this either. So Chandler, where are you from? Today's dumpster deep dive is brought to you by Betty's. Betty's is a patented design and you will not find anything else like it on the market. Each zipper bedding set is all one piece. Your Betty's include your sheet, blanket, comforter, and matching pillowcases and shams, and they go all on your bed like a fitted sheet. It comes in sizes toddler to king and are perfect for any bed, especially beds that are in tight spaces. I personally love it for my kids because they get zipped in like a little sleeping bag and are absolutely obsessed. And I have an exclusive code for trashers. If you use code WEEKLYTRASH, you will get 25% off your order up until the 16th. Okay. After the 16th, the discount code will go to 20%. So use it while you can to get 25% off all your bedding at beddys.com. BEDDYS.com. Today's dumpster deep dive is brought to you by Thread. Let's dive into practical style with Thread. They've given the classic leather wallet a sleek update, focusing on simplicity and embracing the mission to carry on. Thread is your go-to for all things carry and self-expression. Now, let me share why I'm hooked on Thread's essentials, like the vertical wallet, wrist lanyard, lip balm holder. There is nothing worse than digging through your bag full of random stuff, so I cut out the chaos with Thread. The vertical wallet is my go-to solution, and the wrist lanyard and lip balm holder make everything I need just one reach away, simplifying my life and keeping me organized. And as a mom, I need that. So check out the entire collection, including these must-haves, at threadwallets.com, where functionality seamlessly meets fashion with Thread. Use code WEEKLYTRASH for 20% off your purchase. And thanks, Thread, for sponsoring today's episode.
Okay, from Clarksville, Tennessee. Do you know where that is?
How far is it from here?
Oh, that's a good question. You're looking at Nashville here.
Okay.
I can't turn this around because I'm geographically challenged.
Yeah,
okay,
same.
so here, we're like up here.
Okay.
Right on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. So it's a big military town. It's where Fort Campbell is.
Was your parents in the military?
My grandfather, so my mom's dad was. I've never met him or known him.
Okay,
but he was, and that's kind of what brought everybody there. But it's a big military town.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long did you live there?
I was there until I went off to college. So, I mean, 18
like your whole life?
years, like literally my whole life. Yeah, we didn't like move anywhere or anything like that.
And where'd you go to college?
I went part to Florida, UF. So I was in Gainesville.
Okay.
And I went to go play basketball in college. So
Basketball girl.
yeah, I'm a basketball girly. And then I was half there. I wouldn't even say half. It was like a year and like through the summer. And then I transferred. I had gotten hurt and I transferred to Lipscomb University, which is a small private Christian college here in Nashville. We're like right all over it. It's close here. It was really fun going to school in Nashville.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Like,
but Gainesville was a whole different experience because there wasn't like a city around it. It was just a college town. So there was nothing to do but the university. Like the university was the town.
is it
Just party central 24/7.
why am I blanking? Is it a D1 school?
Yeah. Or Lipscomb? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I could not transfer. So like when I went to transfer, now things are different with like the NIL and all these other rules. It's wild that like I think I'm not that removed from all of that, like timeline wise.
Yeah.
But when I played, which makes me sound so old, but like when I said, hey, I'm going to transfer, they could put stipulations around where you could transfer. So I couldn't go anywhere in the SEC, the ACC, Big 10 or Big 12. Like your coach can say, I don't want to play against her. I don't know why I'm like spitting.
No, it's fine.
Um,
Just spit some more. We'll put this on Pornhub
solidarity.
later.
Where's my feet? So she, like I don't want to compete against this person. So I can put stipulations about where they go. And also they have to sit out a year. So like that was like the whole deal, which is wild now.
But
I don't,
they don't
know
do
if
that
you know.
anymore.
No, you can just say, I'm out and go play somewhere else like immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
When you were in college, were you there on scholarship? So were you able to get another scholarship? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
So talk about tooting your own horn, this is like the only thing.
This is part of your bio.
This is part
Was
of my
this
bio.
in your
I was
bio?
really good at basketball, and then I went to college and sucked and got hurt.
Add it to the bio, baby.
Yeah, really. No, so when I was out of college, I was like top 25-ish, like
Okay.
right around there. I was jumping in and out, like just overall. But for my position, I was like top 25. I was a 2 guard, which means I was a shooting guard. And I mean, I had we could
Go anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that was a fun deal to like go through all these like official visits and do all of the fun
What made you
things.
choose Florida?
I wanted to stay in the SEC just because you're 18. I'm making like big life decisions at 18 that no one like how
Helps
can you even
with?
plan?
Yeah.
And no one helps with. So it was like whoever like can do the glitz and the glitter enough for you. And so it was like come down to a big football
Roll the red
game.
carpet.
Oh, for sure. And they do it for everyone. And when you're 18, you don't have perspective of like they do this for everyone. Like you're not that special, but you're just like, oh, they love
They're
me. They want
obsessed.
me. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, they do this with literally everybody.
Yeah.
Or anybody that they want to recruit. And so where was I going with that? What was your
Why
question?
you chose Florida?
Oh, yes. They rolled out the red carpet.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, the glitz and the glitter. I think I got it down to, it was like Georgia, Florida, Kentucky. And then I had some mid-major schools in there. Duke was there at the end too.
Fancy.
But I wanted to go as far away from my family as possible and still stay in the SEC.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question. What happened with your family? Because I've heard you say things on social media how it was really toxic, really crazy.
Yeah.
And so I need the full scoop.
Yeah.
What all happened?
Whenever I start talking about this, it just sounds like there's literally one giant traumatic event after the other. So it's like, how does this even piece together in a story that makes sense?
Yeah.
But in short, I mean, there's a lot of childhood stuff that went on. So my mom and biological dad, I don't have any contact with him at all.
Okay.
And I think that that was my doing around freshman year of college, maybe sophomore year of college.
Oh, so you were older. Wow.
So it had been really, really crazy up until then. And then I started going to see a therapist this is all intertwined, issued by the NCAA. So I could get an override so I could play immediately at Lipscomb. So essentially I went to go talk to somebody and they basically were like, for her mental health, she should play basketball. Now, I don't know. Whatever, I got to play.
Yeah.
But I think going through that and going to therapy for the first time is when I really started to like understand those ties and then was able to kind of have some boundaries for myself, not feel responsible for somebody else's life and a lot of other crazy stuff. I feel like you're going to have to ask more pointed questions because like
there's so much.
There's truly so much.
So how many siblings do you have?
That's a good place to start. So I grew up with one biological sibling. I have a little brother. He's 5 years younger than me, Evan.
Okay.
He's huge on TikTok, by the way.
Okay. Shout out Evan.
Shout out Evan Cooper. He has Vader. Evan and Vader. They're like him and his dog in Charleston.
Love.
Yeah.
I will be following.
Yeah, he'd be fun to have on. So I grew up with him. My mom got divorced when I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
So
From your biological father?
My biological father. And then my mom remarried my senior year of high school. And then we added 2 more brothers to the family. So I have 2 stepbrothers as well.
Stepbrothers. They're not half.
Yeah, they're not half. They're stepbrothers.
Okay. Did you like your
Yes,
stepbrothers and your stepdad?
Yes, that was a really great situation for my mom and for us. Like it was good stability.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a different take on it now that I've gotten older just because I went through so much. Like I had never had stable. Like I was traumatic event. Like, am I going to live? Is my mom going to live? And it would, my mom got remarried. Then we moved to a new house and then I'm off to college. So like I went just no
Stability.
none. And then I went off to school.
So your dad sounds like it was, from what I'm gathering, he was
Yeah.
kind of an abusive
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he was. So what's crazy is in my hometown, I wouldn't say this is the origin of the crazy, but a big piece down the line to kind of start, and there's a lot of childhood stuff we can talk about too, but like a big marker that kind of launched us into like another level of crazy was my mom is an elementary school principal. My biological father was a high school basketball coach, different places, different schools. my aunt and uncle were also, my uncle was a basketball coach and my aunt was a principal at a different high school, all 4 different schools. So my family's all in the school system in Clarksville. I was the summer between my 8th grade year and freshman year. My uncle kidnapped and murdered my aunt. And so
your mom's sister?
My dad's brother. So
okay.
So we had a lot of other really scary stuff happen like with my dad and our family that was very similar to all of these things. So he kidnapped and murdered her, and that like launched like a media frenzy and where we're from, because like it's a big news anyways in Tennessee, like, but especially because it's a teacher doing that to another teacher. These are people that are like with your kids and like are public-ish figures in the town. And so that was kind of launched my biological father like just to another level of like our life got even scarier.
Because before then, like what was a day-to-day with him? Like was he always, like since you can remember, physically abusive?
So he wasn't ever physically abusive to me. It was just a lot of, he cheated on like probably like an ungodly amount of times, like over 20, over 30 like times. And so growing up with him, I was like the scapegoat almost for like, let's go have daddy-daughter time. But you wait in the car, like, let's go shoot at the gym. Because he was a coach. He was a phenomenal coach. A lot of people went through him and went to go play at the next level. And so public facing, he was like Coach Coop, and everyone loved him, and he was so funny. And he like, that truth is still there. But on the other side at home, it was just a lot of closeted, deep trauma stuff with him, where, you know, hey, let's go shoot. And I wait in the car, run into somebody else's house, does whatever with somebody else and keep going. I remember what started like my body literally being in fight or flight and not stopping until I was 30 years old was I went to Spain with him. It was Canary Islands. It's islands but Spain owns them. And it was like a daddy-daughter trip, and my mom let me go, which I have no idea why. Like, she knows how he is, and I still went with him. And I remember we were at a table with a bunch of people, and they spoke English, but he put his hands over my ears. I remember this, and he was like, I need some, like, effing, is what he said. And I'm, like, 5th grade. And so I knew what that meant. And so I'm just, I don't know if you can, like, put yourself as a child and, like, having some, like, you know what your life is like around you. Like I have a mom and I have a dad, and I have this idea of what
family looks like.
Safety is for me. And anyway, so my whole world was rocked then. And then he left me with another family that didn't speak English for the night. And he left to go do whatever he did. And I was just like shaking, like, you know, just not safe as a kid. I'm left in a different country. I don't know where my dad is.
5th grade.
Yeah, 5th grade. And so I come back, and then, from there it was just.
So he was a sex addict.
Yeah. That and stuff after my uncle, like it was very much like, I hope you check your life insurance and stalking. And, you know, I'm going to kill myself if you don't tell me you love me. Like I have nothing to live for if my kids don't love me. A lot of really just deep narcissistic behavior. And I'm in high school who like has a car like funded by my dad. It's like my dad's car that he let me have. And I remember, he would just come to school in front of all of these, my whole high school in the parking lot, and literally come and start ripping things out. He was a coach at another high school, and he would leave school, come find me. And he would rip things out of my car and start throwing them everywhere and being like, just dog cussing, like, you mother effer, like, you don't show up or tell me you love me, like, you're not getting shit from me, and just blah, 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 blah. And he would, like, drive off in my car, and then I would just go to practice, like, you know, nothing.
Yeah, but your parents didn't divorce till you were...
They divorced right after the murder.
Okay. And what was the final straw that made your mom go, I'm done?
I think the murder, looking around, she said, like, in the courtroom, looking around, and she was like, I'm in crazy town.
Yeah.
And it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of catapulted her.
Because is his whole family, like, do you think his dad was abusive and it's like a cycle?
I mean, I think with any family, I mean, there's just like little things that never get touched on, and they just build. There's a lot, it's just like the way you communicate, the way you let somebody like express their feelings, and are they heard? Are they safe? How, can we name our feelings? Can we deal with our feelings? Like that never really even happened to our generation.
No, it's true.
So anyways, and you put that on top of like probably some mental health stuff. It just really escalated. But yeah, we were, there's a lot of stuff. Like it's almost so much that like I'm jumping all over the place because I've just not thought about some of the stuff in so long where, hey, your dad said he's going to kill you. So I know you're at a football game right now. Go find the police officer and go find your little brother who's running around at this football game too. Make sure you find him and go send him home immediately with this family. You need to go to your friend's house and go hiding and go hide there until we can locate where your father is, until the police can find him. And like my mom and brother would like flee to Indiana and go hide, and I would just be at a friend's house by myself until like he was located and we knew that we were safe and all this. I mean, there was police over my whole high school career.
So why didn't he ever get arrested and put in jail?
We always say he had 9 lives. We always say he had 9 lives because, I mean, he loved, like, there's a lot of just very interesting things with underage girls in high school too. He was like the typical coach vibe. Do you know the type?
Yeah,
Maybe have we heard the type?
Yeah.
Did you have one in your high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was him. That was my father, and he was at a different high school, but lots of things happened and lots of people took the fall for a lot of really icky stuff with that. There's an incredible amount of layers there.
So he never actually was arrested for anything ever.
Maybe domestic abuse in high school once with my mom.
But that was it.
I think so, yeah.
So why do you think your mom stayed for so long?
That's the age-old question. I feel like I don't know enough about abuse to speak, like relationship abuse, to speak on that. But like all the little pieces of nuggets I have, it's always like, it's so deep and complicated. It's like, oh, you see the good side and you stay for a little bit longer. Yeah. And then the crazy side comes out again. Or maybe you have a couple of good years and then it goes back to cheating. And I'm, like they would get into a giant fight and he would pick me up and he would say he's going to run us into a tree and just take me from my mom, buckle me in, and literally have a beer in his hand and just be driving down the road like a literal crazy man and saying that he has nothing to live for and he's going to kill us, and me having to talk him down as a child and being like, no, I love you. Like, it's fine. Just please stop the car so I could like get out. That happened all the time. It was literally like, is my mom going to die or I am going to die 24/7? And all this is happening. And it's like, I'm on the homecoming court and like, I am like a quote unquote, like popular kid and all this stuff's happening. And I would skip school and go cry in the bathroom, like cry in the locker room, like for 4 years. So I could not wait to get out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like obviously.
Yeah. So when you finally did get out, had you already had no contact with your dad and just like was like, I'm done?
It was a pity relationship at first because I mean, I truly thought that I was responsible for his life. I thought that everything that I had been conditioned to know from him, it was like, if my kids don't love me, what do I have to live for? And being really like ominous with things and like alluding that he was going to shoot himself if we didn't go over there and see him and things like that. So it took going to therapy and the best freaking story that was the most transformative thing in therapy. I don't even remember anything else from it but this. When I had to go in college, somebody said, okay, this is the relationship with you and your dad. They're like, imagine you're on a bridge, you're on this side, he's on that side. And he walks over to you and he has a really long, thick rope. And you're standing there and he ties it around his waist, and he hands you the rope and he jumps off the bridge. And you're like, okay. And you're like, hey, what's going on? You're going to fall and die. Yeah. Like, and he's down there saying like, yep, you're right. I will. Like, don't drop the rope. Like, you're right. I am going to die. Don't drop the rope. And the metaphor goes on to be like, can you like, okay, maybe if you like roll yourself up and like help me shimmy this way and like I can help pull you up. Nope. Like I'm going to stay right here. And if you drop me, just remember like you killed me, or, you know, that sounds dramatic, whatever the situation is. And that story, I think, as the end of, I don't remember how long I had to go in college. NCAA ordained. That's not the right word. What's am I trying to say? NCAA, it made me.
They made you.
Yeah, whatever. However long it was, when I got to the end, it was really like I metaphorically let go of the rope. And it was like, yeah, I'm not responsible for your actions or your feelings or dragging me into this roller coaster ride. And
how'd you express that to him?
I, in the most mature ways, just ghosted.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when you're 18, it's just like there was no big feelings that would come up in text messages. I mean, I was just getting abused over text messages by him just weekly and daily. And yeah, so it was just like I just blocked.
And that's like, do you remember the last time you ever spoke to him?
I don't. It was sometime during that time. But I want you to know like how unsafe. I know I like bounced around and people are like, what is even the story here? But like how unsafe I felt around him when I started dating Tyson in college. That's my husband. I like was kind of estranged from him. He reached out and was like, hey, can we just go to like can we go get something to eat together? Yeah. And I was on crutches. I was like always on crutches in college. I was always hurt. Yeah. I felt so unsafe with him. I was like, can you take me there, drop me off, and come inside and just sit at a different table with me? Because the behavior growing up was so unhinged of like, there's no doubt in my mind that he would not have, I'm not joking, put a gun to my waist and said, get in the car now, would have taken me if I was outside, would have a number of crazy things. Like those things happen growing up all of the time, not literally a gun to the waist, but like threatening and taking and kidnapping and threatening to do those things. And yeah, just to get back at my mom. So I was like, do not leave me alone with him. Let me see how this goes. I think that was the last time.
Do you know if he's alive?
Oh, yes. So I have another sibling. He ended up marrying the last person I think he cheated on my mom with was her. And she's like maybe 8 years older than me. This woman, Lindsay. Oh, wow. And yeah, they moved to a different state, North Carolina. They had a little girl. So I have a half sister I've never met. She's the same age as my middle child. She's 3. Maybe 4 now.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? He's not allowed to be around kids anymore. That finally happened, thank goodness.
How is he not in jail?
Literally, it's because it's just like this maybe like podunk, like, well, it wasn't even podunk, but I think it was just like so far back again. It was like just a slap on the wrist and like, hey, whatever you're doing, like stop. There was no questions or like, I think you can just change school systems and you're fine because he was such a good coach. People were like, love him.
Wow.
But I've had women reach out to me in my adult life that were my age or older that had gone to the high school that he was at and have told me stories of like really shady
like
stuff.
Him sexually harassing, assaulting.
More like he puts out feelers to see who
is interested.
He puts out feelers to see who bites. So I had a lot of people, and there was lots of people that did bite. My mom would tell me stories, but and that when I was like a little girl. But I've had a lot of people reach out and be like, he just put out the feelers a lot, like on road trips, and where like the cheerleaders were there, and the men's team was there, and everyone's in a hotel. Like he was just kind of sleazy.
Was he like a good-looking coach?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's your dad, so
That's
like
true, but like I think maybe in like when he was younger, probably. But yeah. But you know that dynamic. You don't have to be cute to be in a position of power. And high school girls just be like, oh yeah, whatever you think. Like somebody is me, like somebody is paying attention to me. You know how that is, and I think he knew how to find those girls.
Wow.
Not wild. And it sounds like I'm just going off about some like him, but like that all brought into our family and
who you are today.
And who I am today. Yeah. Most of that stuff though doesn't stay with me today. That's not like the big stories of like are not with me day to day. I've learned in therapy, I don't know if you have too, it's like big T's and little T's. Like the big T's are like the murders, the divorce, that I'm going to kill you, I'm whatever things. Those are like the big T's that I truly do not say with me. It's the little T's that like we all have, like the little tiny things between us and our parents, and maybe not feeling like we were seen or heard and all that. Like I didn't have a safe spot. Like my mom was there, but she was dealing with so much. It was just literally me.
Do you have a good relationship with your mom now?
Truly, we are about to go to therapy together to try to fix that up.
To work on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that you put a lot of blame on her for letting you go through all of that.
I did. Yeah. But I mean, that's hard. We're parents. Can you even imagine? No. Like as an adult, like your adult children coming to you and like opening up like that. Like it, yeah. It's not just the blame. It's just like no one sat down with me and was like checked in with me.
Yeah.
Like, how you doing? Are you okay? It would just be like traumatic event and go to sleep and wake up and go to school.
Do you feel like meeting your husband healed you in a way, like made you feel safer? Or when did you feel like you hit a point where you're like, I feel safe?
Probably a year ago.
Wow.
Just getting to know like your body in flight or fight, and not realizing my body has been in flight or fight since I was a kid. But that's what I was attracted to with Tyson. I loved that he's just like, he's right here. He's stable. He's not too high. He's not too low. He's right here. Chill. He's right here. That was what I was like, the safety of him is what I was like immediately attracted to. And I probably couldn't name that then. Yeah. He was just, in college, I was like, oh, he's so hot. I want to like, who is this guy? Yeah. But like also, yeah,
just
that piece.
Stable.
Just a stable, good guy.
How long did you guys date before you got married?
Let's see, sophomore, junior, like 3 years.
Oh, okay.
We got married. I got married right out of college.
Okay, so
I was 22.
Okay, hey,
when were you?
That's nothing compared to Utah over here. I got married at 20.
Did you?
I had my first kid at 22.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, how old were you when you had your first kid? 25.
Did you plan on getting pregnant then?
Yeah. Oh, that was planned, baby. Yeah. We were trying to just pop out the children.
Yeah.
But
are you still a Christian? Are you
I Mormon? Say Mormon's like the Utah religion, the Christianity religion in Utah that's very, very popular, that everyone knows about. I call myself kind of Mormon just because my husband is still Mormon, but I don't believe in organized religion. I believe in more just like God himself. Mm-hmm. And so whenever people ask, I'm like, technically, yes, like I'm baptized. Yeah. My records are in the church, but I don't go to the Mormon church on Sunday. Yeah. You know, I would rather go to a church where you can wear jeans and you like, can.
That's where we go.
Yeah.
A church like us.
Yeah. Just like a chill church that just like cares about love and respecting people.
Yeah,
and
loving God and loving other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your faith has helped you get through everything you went through?
I grew up in church, but I would say my conscious side of things, like, no, I wasn't like leaning on anything. I literally was grasping at nothing. What I was doing was like, had a high school boyfriend that I was like, I'm going to marry and he's my everything, because I was just literally grasping at anything to like make it until I got out of the house. And so like that was, his family was stable. That's what it was. His family was really stable. So I loved like being included in that family. But no, I think I did have like, I don't know if you believe in the Holy Spirit, but like,
oh, for sure.
Do you?
Yeah.
That was what had me transfer from Florida to Lipscomb, and not because it's a Christian school. That has nothing to do with it. I had just told my best friend growing up, I was like, if I ever transfer, I'll come play with you. And that's how I ended up there. But I had I had like a crux, or like a crossroads, like everything in my whole entire life that I've never dealt with and gone through. And then I was like, it was all hitting its ugly head when I was a freshman at Florida. And I was just so overwhelmed. I was like, I want to leave. I want to get out of here. Didn't know why. Didn't have a good reason. Whatever reasons I made up, I was just like, I want to leave. And I remember sitting in Einstein Bagels on University of Florida's campus, and I had a Dazzler, their dance team member, come up to me. And she was a Christian, and she said, hey, I know this is really weird. And she was like, never done this before. She was like, I just felt like I was supposed to come and tell you that you're making the right decision, and that whatever conversation you're about to have, like, it's the right one. I was on my way to tell my coach that I was transferring, and never talked to that girl a day in my life. And she told me that. And so when I transferred to Lipscomb, I think that was when I took ownership of my own faith. And not because, once again, it was a Christian college. It was just, I just was conscious of it, and really was like, oh, this is not just a thing that you do on Sundays and you go and you have to dress nice and you have to do all these like religious routines and things. It was like a real deep relationship, and like we're all part of this bigger story. And like that's when
it all clicked.
Yeah, for me personally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I grew up in church.
No, I love that you were able to find that though for like yourself.
Yeah.
And like that story of a girl coming up to you, I feel like it's unfortunate because not everyone gets stories like that. Like I have a story like that where it's like, I cannot deny that there's God, you know, but some people don't get those kind of like stories. And it's like, why? Like, why do I have this moment that built my testimony so much? And like other people are out there just like grasping at straws, trying to find something.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky that I have a moment like that. So that's really cool that you had that.
I do too. And I think everything kind of led to that point, like all of the not feeling safe and wanting to get away. And like, I feel like God's just like this master chess player up there. And like, we're all put on these very specific situations to make these very specific paths and cross with different people to have these moments in time like that. And yeah, I think all that was supposed to happen to put me on this trajectory, you know?
Well, yeah, your life is outside perspective, your life looks pretty dang good. Like
I have a great husband. I have 3 kids. Like,
yeah. Because when you became a mom, did you always want to be a mom?
Mm-mm.
No?
I had literally had the conversation. Like, I don't even know if we want kids. And I was probably pregnant when I said that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Just hadn't had a thought about it. Like, we had just gotten married. So we got pregnant like right after we got married. And we were like, whoa, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And then from there it was like, okay, well, if we're pregnant, let's go.
Let's freaking go.
Let's do it. Like, let's just have the kids.
So did motherhood come naturally to you?
No, I always say I did not have a maternal bone in my body, which I still felt like that after you have a kid. Just because you have a kid, it's not like, oh, I'm a mom, I know exactly what I'm doing.
You know, you still got to figure it out.
No, nobody does. So I just kind of figured it out just like we all do along the way. You know, those first couple months, you're like, I literally had this baby and they just like kicked me out, and now I have to bring them home.
I have to keep it alive?
Keep them alive. How?
Yeah. Yeah. And you have 3 boys, which they're rambunctious. They're doing all kinds of crazy things that could get them killed, that you have to try to keep them alive.
Truly. It's like you just put boundaries around the risky behavior.
Yeah.
There's
So
no stopping it.
You obviously don't seem like a homebody. Have you always been that way? I mean, assuming since your home never felt like a safe place, you probably didn't want to be home.
Yeah.
So that probably kind of has fed off into your life now where you're not home. You're the stay-at-home mom that's never home.
Yeah.
When you had your first, were you like that from the beginning?
No. I mean, yeah, whenever I had my first, it's like those slow newborn months and you're just trying to figure things out. But yeah, once I got my sea legs, my husband had very short paternity leaves. So as soon as he went back to work, like it was like, okay, it's just me and him by myself. So I have 12 hours until he gets back home. Okay, what do we want to go do? We'll spend probably 10 hours at home and spend a few hours out. And that's kind of how that started. But making the connection of like home life to that, I attribute it more to like my mom and my grandmother were like this too. Like they literally were just like, get in the car, let's go have a picnic, or let's go on a road trip. Like I grew up with my grandmother doing that too. So I feel like it's just got to be in my bones somewhere too. Yeah. But honestly, I just would get bored. If you're home for 12 hours a day, what are you going to do for 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours?
No.
I'm not going to be staying at home.
Unless you're keeping the TV on the entire time.
Yeah. No, we're getting out.
No, you got to get it. I'm the same way. I'm never home. Like when I'm in because I have a nanny when I podcast, but then when I'm not podcasting, I'm full mom mode. Yeah. We're never home. Yeah. But like the way you do it is you go to actual places that are like for adults, like free people, the mall, places where people assume you should go to as a mom. Yeah. And you're kind of like, no, I'm going where I want to go.
Yeah. I feel like I always talk about, it's not all about them, not all about me. Like I'm a part of this family unit too. So I talk about family-centric outings versus kid-centric outings and finding the blend of like, we hit up the jump places too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we also, if I have 4 days out of the week where it's like these long hours, I'm going to do some things that I want to do too. So I always say like, or I always think like, if I didn't have kids, what would I be doing today? I'm in Nashville, beautiful weather. I'd probably go stroll around 12 South, which is like a big tourist area, or this area. Okay. Get in the car, park, get the stroller out. Let's go walk around and go listen to some music in downtown Nashville. Like I really literally think about it that simply. And it's like, but what about, and I know there's lots of logistics to that. I do. But I just think you just like, once you're hit with them, you'll figure it out. And the more you see things out and about, the more you know how to deal with them.
Do you also feel like the more you go out with your kids, the more they get used to it too? And they're like, oh, well, this is a place where like we can't really jump on this couch because it's at the mall.
Yeah. I think a lot of that comes from like, I have a master's in special education too.
Oh, yes. We have to talk about that as well.
And so I think that probably, and then what I did before kids. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have a sped connection too.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's just a lot of boundary setting where it's like, yeah, you can do this behavior here, can't do it here.
Yeah.
A lot of expectation stuff. And that makes it sound like it's like perfect every time. Like, no, I have rambunctious boys. I need lots of reminders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're not going to be perfect, but we certainly attempt to make sure we are.
Yeah, you want to be a parent.
Yeah, we're parenting in public.
Yeah.
What a simple way to say it. Yeah, we're parenting.
We're parenting.
Yeah.
We're not just
run
free
wild.
for all. Do whatever you want.
You can do that at home, but like, no,
Yeah.
not
No,
in
you're
public.
parenting.
Yeah.
I want to talk about special education though. So you graduated college with that degree.
Yeah.
And then what'd you do with it?
So my undergrad was in business.
I'm gonna move this just a little.
Please do.
Right there.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I hit it earlier.
Yeah.
So my undergrad was in business administration and entrepreneurship. And then my master's was in special education, strategically paired because I did not want to be a teacher, but I wanted to be in that field of work. I was, did all of the things in high school with the special education classroom and all the things. I'm sure you probably did very similar things. And then, I just wanted a career in that, but I didn't know what that looked like. So I worked for a post-secondary education program at Lipscomb, where I ended up finishing with my master's. Did not take my 5th year of basketball. And then I ended up being a graduate assistant for this program. And so the program accepted students from 18 to 26 years old who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. And that was the program in which they went to college. And it was a really cool program. So I was in charge of, at least while I was there, the job and internship sector of that program.
Oh, cool.
It was so fun. Like, I loved that job.
What drew you to that side of the education world?
Well, I guess all my family was in education, so I got to see what their day-to-day looked like, the pay looked like, the life looked like, and I was like, there's probably other avenues. So I got into it that way. But I loved it. Like, I was in meetings with the Titans, with the Preds, and, like trying to open up doors for internships and jobs. So I had that side of things that I loved, going into these meetings.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, job coaching with the students, collecting data on the students, and just
that's what I did.
Hanging with the students and to and from jobs and internships too. So I felt like I got the best of both worlds. It was a really special job.
Did you stop once you found out you were pregnant?
I stopped when my oldest was probably about 8-ish months old.
Okay,
so I went back to work for a little bit, and then I was like, it's not worth the childcare cost and all that, because my father-in-law is amazing, and he was watching Reese. Oh, that's my oldest name. Yeah. And while we were there, whenever it was like, okay, he can't do this forever.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? And I was like, I'll just stay home.
Well, and you also got pregnant, like,
boom, right after.
Quickly after.
So did you. How far are yours apart?
Mine are 20 months apart.
Okay.
What are yours?
Same. 8, like right there.
Yeah. 18 months?
Yeah. But that's all the same. It's a big baby and a little baby. It's an insane.
It's crazy. I don't know how I survived.
I don't think I don't know either.
Like, I look back, because like Banks, because our age gaps are very similar with our next ones, is like a little over 2 years. And I'm like, this is hard, but it's manageable. Under 2 years is wild. It's 2 babies.
One baby can run from you. and one baby is stuck on you.
Is stuck all day long.
It is crazy. I know. We were trying to get pregnant. Were you guys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was planned. Like I literally was like, oh, when Bentley turns 1, let's start trying.
Yep. And then were you guys just like, boom?
Yeah.
We were too. First
Second
try.
time.
We were like, let's go.
What?
I know. Did you ever find yourself doing what I did? And Tyson went back to work, short paternity leave again. So you're home with 2 babies. And I remember catching a glimpse of myself in a mirror and I was like, you idiot.
You dumb bitch.
What did you just do? It sounded good on paper.
Yeah.
What did you just do?
Like it looks good in family photos, but what the fuck did you do? Like it looks good on Instagram, but what did you do?
Your life. You
Like, you have to live this.
Did you do that too? Where you had moments where...
No, it all looks good.
Yeah.
On the pictures, but like it's cute for family photos.
But there ain't nothing. You literally drag yourself to the finish line every day. Yeah. But it's the most fun and it's the hardest.
No,
and
it's so like, rewarding.
I know. And like, I know people hear that, but like, I just feel like if there's a spectrum of like, life is beautiful and life is hard, it's like, it just took the spectrum of life and just shoved it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, I didn't know that life could be this much better and this much beautiful. And like, I'm experiencing feelings that I didn't even know were on the spectrum on the good side.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's like, I have never known
such anxiety. That's my thing.
Anxiety, tiredness, like,
yeah,
you know, overstimulation, whatever negative sides on the other side.
I look back of like college years. I didn't go to college, but I was in the college scene, the party scene, and like the no sleep. And I'd be like, I'm so tired. When I
hear people say that, I'm like, valid. I'm like valid. That's tired for you now.
Yeah.
I get that.
Just wait. It's a different kind of tired. It's a different kind of hard, but it's amazing.
Yeah. And it's all just relative to you. Like those college days, do you remember being like, I am so tired. Like that was the only tired I knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I can't go on. I need a nap.
And then you get to the other side and you're just like, you step up to the plate.
You have to.
What's your other choice? That's why I said all the time. What's your other choice?
You have another choice. But you want another one.
Yeah, I want another one.
You want one more. But you want a bigger gap because you got your boobies done.
Yeah, but I said that and like now that...
You're like, now I'm pregnant.
I'm like, now what are we doing?
Let's get real.
I'm like, let these heal and let's go.
Go.
Because I said I want a bigger gap, but now that I think about it, it's like it's pros and cons. I'd rather have like too close than too close, I feel like.
Yeah, no. I get that.
Yeah, what do you think? Are you guys
I go back and forth. I really just don't like being pregnant. I hate being pregnant.
I've never heard you say that because I'm the same way.
I hate being pregnant.
I think I would realistically have 2 more kids if I didn't have to be pregnant.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I like pregnancy in the sense I think it's beautiful and like feeling the baby. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I think labor is really cool. But if it lasts a month, I can do it. 9 months?
No, it's insanity.
No, that's like a year.
That's insanity.
I can't do that.
Like not only a year, counting postpartum, counting whatever. It's like 2 years almost of checking your life, just still being, once again, like an extreme, overwhelming feeling of all the wonderful, beautiful feelings, but also on the other side, just ignorance is bliss the first time.
No, it's so true. It is true.
Like now you know what you're signing up for.
And it's nice because when you have more kids too, I feel like you start to realize what's important and what's like not.
Absolutely.
Like they don't need to be dressed to the nines. It's really not that big of a deal. Like my daughter, I was always like, my kid's never going to wear Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse stuff. And now I'm like, it does not matter. That's not important. What's important is that she wants to get her dressed by herself. Yeah. And she'll get dressed by herself if it's a dress up or if it's Minnie Mouse. Yeah. If I'm telling her to get herself dressed and it's a cute outfit that I like, I'm pinning her down.
Yes.
Quite literally pinning her down and throwing the clothes on her. Like it's not like it's this enjoyable moment. And I don't want her to remember me as the mom that's pinning her down to get her to wear her Zara jeans and her cute top from Nordstrom.
These are barrel jeans. You don't understand.
Like it's just not important.
No,
it's not important.
I feel the same way. Did you have a transition where that happened for you too, where it was like first kid?
It was honestly when I started the podcast. So almost 2 years ago.
Just because you have a bandwidth here.
Yeah.
It's getting filled up. Priorities rise to the top. My kids are the most important. Yeah. This is like right underneath there, equal, like whatever. This is my baby too. And then everything else has to fall.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't be so uptight about these certain things that really at the end of the day don't matter.
Yeah. And you could, like, if you had more space and you weren't doing that,
Yeah.
you probably could.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could have more brain space to be thinking about that. Wonderful. Great.
Exactly.
But now that you have less brain space, okay, something's got to give.
Something's got to go. And
Yeah.
it's got to be the Minnie and Mickey Mouse
Yeah,
things.
it's like whatever is like the
like,
least
fine.
amount of priority. Yeah, I said the same thing.
But because your Instagram is your job. Like you have made that into a brand, a business. Like you have that and motherhood. But it's cool because like your job is about being a mom.
Yeah.
Which I think is so cool. And you've like made this beautiful, perfect duo.
Yeah, it's like a hack.
Yeah.
But it comes with its own things. Like
For sure.
having to have boundaries around like outings are what we do every day together, but they're also really sacred time, especially the time where we're not going to the days that we're not going to meet people or we're not going to busy areas, and it's literally just like a utopian feeling, like we're just laying in the grass looking at the sky together. Like a lot of those things, 20% of those things are filmed.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of boundaries around that. That was advice that I had gotten early on, was if you're showing up in this space, this is just for me that I took.
Yeah.
No one else. I'm just talking about me. But I had gotten advice, like, as you grow and scale, like having a topic that is natural, works for you, feels easy because it's just what you do, and having, you don't have to show everything else.
Yeah. You can have things that are private.
Yeah. Yeah. And not everything is content kind of thing. But I think at first when I started, I didn't start with that knowledge. I think I started for a couple of months and then I was like, oh, I'm so burnt out and I feel like I'm making
nothing. Just trying so hard.
Yeah. And just like I'm not enjoying my kids because I'm like trying to make this life there on this online space. And I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. You want to make the life on Instagram look good, but like your real life is like, I'm stressed because I'm not making my Instagram life look good.
100%. And I probably had probably 3 weeks where I felt like that right when I first started. And I was like, oh, I can't do, like, not sustainable. Don't like this feeling. I can't
not
do
worth
this.
It. Yeah, no. What made you want to start? When did you start like pursuing Instagram?
A year ago.
And when you started, did you have any kind of following? Like, were you people following you because you were this hot blonde mommy?
No, like it was just a personal account.
Okay.
And I just was trying to figure out what made me different in the space of the season that I'm in. And I was like, well, I leave the house every day.
Yeah.
So I chased that down and, I went with that. And then I, realized after sharing for a while, that was a novel thing. And then I have felt so much purpose around showing there's a different alternative way if you were a stay-at-home mom to kind of do the day-to-day thing.
Well, because I think a lot of women are scared to leave the house with their kids.
For a multitude of reasons.
They feel like they can't do it. And you're proof that like you can do it. Like all the excuses you're making up in your head, like you can work through those. It'll be okay.
Yeah. And I get a bird's eye view on a lot of the barriers to entry for that. And a lot of them are societal expectations for your kids out in public, your own parental biases of like how kids should be acting in public. There's so many different pieces here. Like I feel too stressed when I'm trying to pack up and leave the house. They're like hard skills and soft skills all intertwined in here that keep moms from just staying at home, which if you want to, absolutely. I'm not being like everyone should leave the house. If you want to, I think there's different options out there than just kid places.
Yeah.
Like your own life and how to adjust and pivot things to do the things that you used to love and do before you were a mom, because you're still you in there. And I think one of the greatest gifts in this season is honoring that, like, this is your own personhood and motherhood experience alongside your kids too. And getting a happier, full version of you is one of the best things you can give to them. Like you're giving them yourself and not just snack,
Yeah, well, just whatever whatever they're having for lunch today, and the laundry that you have to fold, and all the chores that you're doing. Like you have so much more you can give your kids. You can give your kids a happy mom that's like not feeling like they're just cooking and cleaning and being your chaperone all day.
But guess what? Real life is like you have to do that too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you have to take a look and be like, all right, what are my priorities? What's going to fall? What can I let go? What are my glass balls? What are my plastic balls? What do I have to keep in the air, and what can I drop? And It's different for everybody. Like there's no one way better than the next. Some people find a lot of joy and happy. Mom is them at home and doing things with their kids and crafts and stuff. Like, go, like, do your thing. Like, that's all I want my page to be, is doing what works best for you.
Yeah. Empowering moms to follow
whatever
what
it looks like for
them.
you.
Yeah.
But just also trying to plant some seeds of, like, if you're like a suburban stay-at-home mom, like, it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to lose yourself. And I almost like don't want to say it like that, because it just seems so insensitive, because like I remember the postpartum days where it's like, you are a whole freaking different being.
Yeah.
You're not even a human.
Yeah.
You don't look the same. You're bleeding, you're leaking, your mind's going crazy. Like, let's get past that stage. And then when you're ready to step out, there's different options.
When do you feel like your page really took off? Like, where you started seeing following come really quickly?
When I pivoted to about a year ago, when I pivoted to, I think one of the first things I started posting was like outings with kids, tip number 1. And I think I grew like 20K a month from there. This has been like my slowest period, like literally just this week. Just kind of, yeah.
Do you feel like you would ever want to like start a company or do anything? Like, what's next for you and your page and all the things that you have to offer?
I have all these big dreams, but like executing them in this stage with very little like time to do them. We're outsourcing a lot of things, but long term, what birthed out of my own experience out of the house is my hope is that new content coming out and also current content is like, here's how you can do it even when the world is not very accommodating for you and your kids while you're out, in America especially.
Yeah.
Here's how you can do it despite that. Here are the things you can bring. Here's a mindset you can bring too. But besides that, my husband and I have kind of sat down and said, okay, what if we tackle it the other way around? And we have some sort of consulting firm where, I don't know if that's the right language for it, but we have Accommodation Packs where we go and we say, hey, I'm not even going to pretend like we know what the structure here is, but it's like
how to make this more friendly.
Yeah, here's easy step stools that you can implement in the bathroom so kids can wash their hands by themselves. Here are some things other than coloring where kids can fidget with them, and they're developmentally appropriate toys that are quiet, won't fall on the ground, and kids can stay busy and sit in their seats. Hey, are you following ADA compliant? Like, are you ADA compliant? Can strollers and wheelchairs get around here? Okay, if not, what are some other options? Maybe we have a magnetile wall over here. They're like very little things that when moms step into a place in public, they look around and there are subtle cues in your environment that say, I'm welcome here or I'm not welcome here.
Yeah.
And that's why, moms we have our babies and we're siloed into these kid places because that's where we can go to chill. Like we want to go relax too.
Yeah.
So we want to go sit and let the kids play. But there are other places where like mom wants to, I want to be in a place that has a good vibe.
Yeah.
It's like this hotel. I want to go down there and I want to vibe in a place that looks good, has good food, good music.
All the things.
It's like, those are your options. You have kids and you're in kiddie land, or you have to actively pluck yourself out and put yourself back into other places. I think there's a happy medium.
Yeah.
It's different in a lot of other countries.
I know. Yeah. I saw like somebody that I follow was just in Amsterdam, and it's like there's parks everywhere you go. There's like a little play park or something for kids to be active and do something and not just throw a tablet in their face and be like, behave.
Yeah. The key there is like they're structurally like attached to places like bars and open communal spaces.
Yeah.
They're not just, I have to drive to a playground 20 minutes out in the middle of nowhere where
with
it's just
nothing around.
Yeah. It's just the playground.
Yeah.
And we want to be getting into how the playgrounds are actually orchestrated, just death traps. So you don't actually get to relax.
No, truly. No. You're like, someone's going to fall and die.
Yeah. So if it's not chill, like we're going to be doing other things.
No, for sure. Yeah. You don't share your kids' faces. Mm-hmm. Did you do that from the very beginning?
No, I shared anything. I wasn't consciously thinking about any of that. But no, like whenever their faces started getting a little recognizable, and that makes it sound like I had a bank account, I didn't. But whenever people started recognizing who I was, and then I really took a step back and I was like, those people could come up to my kid and be like, oh, I know that you play on this team and like you had this for breakfast this morning. Oh, and like I know your likeness and I know your deep personal interests and I know so many things about you.
I know your name.
I know your name. I know your first and last name.
I know your first, last name. I know your face. I know your mom. I know your dad.
Yeah. And so you hear that and you're like, oh, safety issue. It's more than that for me. And when I started kind of pulling back a little bit on them was in 20 years. That's dramatic. Whenever they get a cell phone, which is hopefully going to be a while from
hopefully
now.
At least 10.
Yeah, like we're big on that. We're big wait until 8 people. And we've never had tablets. We don't use tablets. Really?
Yeah. Only time I think my kids see a tablet is if we're on a car drive longer than 2.5 hours.
Same. Yeah.
Or like an airplane longer than 2.5 hours.
Yep. They probably get, so y'all are the same as us, like probably like 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
They have like, my husband and I have iPads and like we put little kid things on them. We download a couple of movies. Yeah. Road trips, planes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not.
No.
Yeah.
But I will say we watch TV. Like I have
we
a
love
TV.
We love movies. We love having family movie night.
Tablets though, for some reason, it's
this. It's just because it's handheld and you're in another universe. TV, you're up and you're still looking around and you're in the world. You're in the world.
And they like get bored from watching it because it's not really zoned in.
Well, I think about myself. Think about you.
Yeah.
Do you know how addicted?
Oh,
like how conscious you have to be, especially in this space, like to not do that. Like
I was watching Dune 2 in the movie theater. It's 3 hours long. Halfway through, I was like,
this is boring.
Do I scroll TikTok?
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to be addicted to that. And I get that like a lot of people, it's a convenience thing. It's like, I need to do XYZ. So this is going to keep you distracted for long enough. But I think it's okay to let kids be just a little destructive. Like I let my kids make a disaster in the playroom, make a disaster in the front room because I'm like, they're playing imaginary. Like I'd rather them do that. And Blippi can be on in the background, but they'll only watch Blippi for about 20 minutes and then they get bored. And then they're like, let's play mom and dad. Let's play car and cops and let's play games and play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's messy, which is why I hate being home because I don't like all the messes.
Yeah.
But I think it's so much better in the long run.
I do too. And I think there's probably about an infinite amount of situations that like we don't even know of where people are like, we're not in the same situation. So like I advocate, and I'm sure you do too in the same way. This is what works best for us. I fully, like as much as like my kids are not going to have iPads and stuff, I fully will advocate for you to use them because I don't know your situation. I don't know your life. I don't know how tired you are. Like whenever I'm pregnant and I'm dead to the world, like the TV raises my kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we'll get out of the house and do some little thing, whatever is the most low energy thing for me. And then like TV is there whenever you're bone deep tired. So I don't know what your situation is. And I know that that's a support for you. So I feel like whenever I talk about these things, especially on my page, it's only from my perspective that works for my family. Because if I'm going to make a universal statement or anybody is about anything, like
especially when it comes to parenting.
Yeah. Swim upstream. Let's start with better maternal leave, health. Yeah. It all trickles down. It all starts from there. Like if moms were more supportive, they feel like they had more space and more energy to like, they could maybe do the things that we
absolutely.
Do, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to give my kid an iPad. It's like, well, are we all operating from the same foundation?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I always say like at the end of the day, people love their kid more than I love their kid. So they're going to make the best choice for their kid.
I love that. Absolutely.
Like, I don't even know your kid.
Absolutely.
So like,
and I just know that like what bonds us to other people, like our moms, like we know what the motherhood experience is.
Yeah.
Whatever that look like, we know that so deeply. So I think I see it all the time on your page. Like you're such a champion for other moms too. And it's like doing what works best for you.
Absolutely.
In every single way.
Do you ever get hate online? Or do you feel like your page is pretty like positive, uplifting? Because you don't do anything that would urge people to be hateful, but the internet's crazy. Like we were kind of talking about earlier.
Like weird burner account stuff. But like that happens with like literally people there just to start an argument for no reason, like that don't have any followers.
Yeah.
But probably more people that are like, oh, this is so unrealistic, and maybe they watch like one video without knowing the whole vibe or story.
Gotcha.
But that's you know,
usually
people just unfollow if that bothers them.
Because we were talking about this earlier, like putting yourself in front of all these people to give their opinions and to watch you is a very hard thing to do, especially like when you weren't an influencer before, like you weren't in this world. And then all of a sudden here you are, hundreds and thousands of people are following you. Like, how have you handled that growth?
I mean, honestly, like nothing looks different than on camera or off camera in those moments. I mean, it's just same old, same old. And I think the only thing that looks different is being conscious of like, if people are giving me feedback and have negative things to say about me, I don't want them to have any space to know my kids or have any sort of negative things to say about my kids. We kind of skip that and loop back around, but I can't say that I'm not going to give my kids technology, or at least, iPads. We are pro technology and all that stuff. But like, I can't imagine them never having social media, get on there when they're 16 years old and they see that their life has been documented without their knowledge, and hundreds and thousands of people have been following them and love them and think that they should be doing their chores differently, or they should be getting up and doing XYZ. Can you imagine reading all of that? Can you imagine your mental health if you were a teenager and having hundreds of thousands of people being able to like parasocial relationships with you, which never having privacy, never having privacy. Like, they're going to grow up in the age where everyone's filming everything. Yeah. I don't want them to, or like your kids are being like, oh, that's like Josie's kids, and I know how she parents, and that's probably why they're like this, because she used to do this when they were 5. I don't want anything to be open to that. And I share my parenting journey. So I want to protect like their likeness in that.
I like that. I don't share my kids really ever on Weekly Trash. Every once in a while you'll see like a picture of Bentley or a picture of Brooks. But I try to make like my page not really about me being a mom, but like you're in a space where that is your page. So that's like that decision where you have to decide, okay, am I showing my kids' faces? Am I going to share this with the world? Or am I going to keep that private, that one part, just blocking their faces? Yeah. Which I think is,
I just started blocking their faces because like I would have things that went millions of views. It's like millions of people. I don't know. Just didn't need to be out there.
Like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. I'm not like crazy about it. Like sometimes they're on like my stories and there you can see a side profile. I'm not like, don't take pictures of my kids. It's not so much like that crazy, but it's like just very much limiting. I'm just being conscious. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you're the same way.
Yeah, no, I am. Do you see yourself in Nashville forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my husband's job.
You did just buy a new place on a lot of land.
Fixer upper.
Yeah. What's your plans with that?
Man, we got some work.
Because didn't you just move in?
We're going to move in 5 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They're painting, doing floors and all that. That's going to be forever house for us. So I think it's just going to be a work in progress.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to show up on my page, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, are you going to start being like a DIY fixer-upper page?
No, I ain't DIY nothing. Talk about no space for stuff. No. Like, I have no interest to learn that skill.
Like, I will hire XYZ and they will do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be forever place. Hopefully. You never know.
Because the house is smaller. So is your plan to like add to the house?
Oh, yeah.
Or definitely knock it down?
No, we're going to just add on to it.
Okay.
Try to live in it while we add on.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Is that ever in your plans? Like, are you going to?
I don't know. Me and Carly, when we were flying into here, I have never been so starstruck by all the greenery.
Really?
I was dying. I was like, Carly, do you have a window seat? Are you seeing these homes and this greenery flying in? It was the prettiest flight in. And I was like, I want to live here. I haven't even stepped foot on the ground, but I want to live here. And then driving, we went to Betsy's farm and she's like an hour past Nashville. So we got to do like a scenic drive. And I was just like, the trees, the greenery, like.
Doesn't it do something to you? Like
how can people not think God is real? Look at this.
Yeah. What does the vegetation look like in Utah? I mean, mountains, yes. But like what do like.
It's green. Have you ever been? No? Come and stay with me.
I know.
Stay with me.
I want to. I want to go see Lexi at Caxie.
Yes, we love Lex. Lex, if you're listening, shout out. No, I feel like it's green in like the summer, winter, or not winter. The winter, it's not green at all. Yeah. Summer, spring, but the trees aren't as luscious and like big.
It's like there's nothing there. Obviously, in the winter, it dies.
Yeah.
Literally within 2 days, Tennessee just turns into that, and it's the most spectacular. Like I like want to just watch a tree do that, because it happens literally so fast. Like I wish you could be here from nothing on the trees to literally 2 days later all of Tennessee looks like this. It's the craziest thing.
So in the winter it's just like branches?
I mean, there's evergreens and stuff, but like it's just like a lot of stuff's just like branches and stuff. Why? I mean, isn't that
Well,
are we dumb? Is that like in Utah
yeah,
too?
no, it's like that in Utah, but it's like hard to picture all these massive green trees just like
A lot of
because our trees are just like small. I don't even know what kind of. I'm not a planter. I don't know anything, but like they're just like normal trees.
I guess there's not so many of them like woods like there are everywhere here. So yeah, it probably looks like a mass like a bomb went off.
No,
like
it literally looks like a
trees.
forest. When
Everywhere.
I was like, oh my gosh. But I was telling Carly, I bet when people come to Utah and they see the mountains and they do a canyon drive, they're probably like, oh my gosh.
I will feel that way too.
No, you would.
Yeah,
you would.
Because it's just not what you know.
It's so different.
Right. It's like we're used to just driving by and like that's so-and-so's cows and there's the horses and we have to wait for the chickens to cross the road. Like that's literally everywhere here.
No, like when we were driving, there was like a tractor and all these like wheels of hay. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like an episode of Hannah Montana. Like what? This is crazy. This is real. Like people live here. Like there's farmers that literally live in this little cute house.
Yes. We go down the street and like get our eggs. I get milk for like I know the cows that we get our milk from. Like that's just normal.
No, it's crazy. So
wild.
Here's the thing. We'll probably be in Utah forever also because my husband's work. But I would love to like, I don't know, get a place here and Airbnb it. I don't know. I just feel like this has like an electric feeling. Like it's fun, but it's also peaceful at the same time.
We talked about that a little bit, or like we damned about that. That's what I love about it. It's a good mix of like nightlife fun, and there's always families here too. Yeah. A lot of them are tourists too, but like there's always families out and about too.
Well, because Betsy's land, she has like a pond and it's like the most peaceful thing, just tons of trees. And then you can hear like the roosters. And I'm just like, this is so peaceful. And then you drive and now we're in city where it's like
best of both worlds.
Party it up.
I know. And I know you said like Utah has no,
has no nightlife. There's nothing to do. So there's no good restaurants.
So what is the vibe then? It's just like suburbia. Does it just feel like suburbia all the way around?
Yeah, basically.
Is it rooted by like a couple colleges that are there?
No, it's rooted by religion. It's just Mormon land. And Mormons don't drink.
Okay.
Or
like good Mormons don't drink.
Good Mormons, yeah. Okay. People who are like extremely active. And so there's not good like bars or places to hang out and like chill. There's been a couple of restaurants built that have like a fun vibe.
Sure.
So you like feel like you're somewhere cool. But the restaurants are like all chain restaurants, like Chili's, Applebee's. Like it's not fun. It's not like walking into this hotel and just seeing the vibe. It's like there's maybe one hotel in all of Utah that is like this.
That's wild. But that's really normal. Like the movement here from like the transition of life is like you go to school. There's a lot of colleges here in Nashville, a lot like, and they're all like D1 and big schools. You go out and then you move when you have a family, you move to the suburbs. Like that's the move here. And so you move to the suburbs. It probably feels very Utah in the suburbs on all different directions, but you still have this like 30 minutes away always.
Yeah, no.
But people like when you get in Kitty land and you know this too, like your kid's schedule and everything just kind of hits and it's like, you don't really have an opportunity to come back here.
Yeah, no.
Even if you live so close, but it is nice to like, oh, we're going to a concert or we're going to.
Yeah. See, like
what even where like in Utah?
Even where the colleges are, because we have like University of Utah, which is a D1, they're in Pac-12. They're in downtown area, but it's still our downtown is literally pathetic. Like there's nothing exciting ever.
What is it?
Like, we have
like a cute town square.
No,
so I mean it's literally just neighborhoods.
There's neighborhoods.
And a Chili's.
Okay,
and a McDonald's.
All the people who love Utah
like
are probably pissed at me because I'm not giving Utah a good rep. Utah is gorgeous, okay? And it's beautiful. It's safe. It's very safe. But there's not a lot of like fun, cool things to experience besides like nature.
Okay.
That's really it.
Yeah.
Downtown, we have like our capital. Our capital is beautiful. We have a beautiful capital. That's where everyone takes their wedding photos. Like, do people take wedding photos at the Capitol here?
No, because there's a lot of other options.
Yeah. No. Oh, look, Carly's literally editing photos. Show her. She's literally editing a photo of people at the Capitol. Like
that's actually really pretty.
But like that's where people take pictures is at the Capitol. Okay. So we have a beautiful Capitol. And then the temples, like because temples for the Mormon Church, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I don't want to be disrespectful, but they have the temples. And so when people get married there, they take their pictures there. So that's like a beautiful place that people like to see. We used to have Temple Square, which was downtown, but they are redoing that church or that temple. So it's like all torn up. So there's nothing really there. It's just like, there's really nothing.
Man.
Like I had somebody message me and
like everyone's vibe is like, I go to work, pick up the kids,
and
go
then
home.
Go home.
I mean, but that's how it.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's just like suburbia.
Yeah, that's literally suburbia.
But people will message me and be like, "Where should I eat?" And I'm like,
the Chili,
the Cheesecake Factory."
Hey, the
like,
Cheesecake Factory
it slays.
here.
No, but like they're starting to get better. They're starting to be better places, but it is just like very generic and like chain restaurants.
Is there anywhere to like? Is there any cool green space at all where it's like green space restaurants around it?
No.
Could you?
Well, okay, no, that's not true. There's this neighborhood in Utah, and it's like kind of scary how perfect looking it is. It's called Daybreak, and there's like parks. It's like a rule that there has to be a park a mile away from every house. So there's parks everywhere. There's restaurants. It's like a cute little town. It's like almost like they put all the cute Southern hospitality and things that you have here.
They have one of those here. It's like an all-inclusive
type
neighborhood.
Of thing. Yeah,
it's called West Haven here.
Okay, yeah. So it's like that.
You never have to leave your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Doctors.
Yeah.
Vets.
Yeah.
Restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
So you'd have to drive to like go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. I feel like even outside of here, it's not like that though. Like even in the suburbs, there's so many different pockets of life.
Yeah.
And they all have their own different vibes. But yeah, even out in the suburbs, there's like, you know what? No, there's not. I'm saying that. No, there's not. You have to drive to go find them. Are you guys like, does everyone eat Mexican all the time? Is that like what white church people do all the time?
We have
like they do
Mexican
in the South?
food. Like, do you guys have a Costa Vida here or a Cafe Rio?
No.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
That's like Utah's bread and butter is Costa Vida and Cafe Rio.
Is it like
It's Tex-Mex.
Yeah, but like with white people like take on.
Yeah.
Not authentic.
No,
there's nothing authentic about any of the Mexican. I mean, there's actually like really wonderful parts of Nashville that have authentic Mexican food. Out in suburbia, a ways from these places. Yeah, no, it's just white.
No, that's how it is.
Tex-Mex.
I literally eat Costa Vida, which is just
so
Tex-Mex.
that's a universal thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like everyone. Yeah. Well, it's just easy because like your kids eat a chicken cheese quesadilla.
What else are we gonna do? Like they have everything they ever want.
Chips,
carbs.
they have salsa.
They have carbs. They have chips. They have rice. Cheese quesadillas.
Cheese.
That's all they want to eat. Some variation of that.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No. Okay, that makes me feel good that you say that because like some people like their kids are really good eaters and they have like vegetables and
sometimes literally, yeah, sometimes they do, but not for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 7 days a week.
No. See, we're like do you go to Chick-fil-A ever? Yeah, Chick-fil-A is
where it's at.
Chick-fil-A is home for us. We're there a lot, a little too much.
They know you buy it on
first name basis. They're like, "What's your order?" And they're like, "Oh wait, I recognize you."
Here, the usual. Go on.
I got you. Do you eat sushi?
I love sushi.
Are there any good sushi places around here?
You should go to Blue Sushi when you're here.
Blue Sushi.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can eat sushi in Utah too, I know you probably want something that's like a Nashville staple, but there's some good sushi around here.
What would you say is Nashville? Like, what are they known for food-wise?
Everyone says hot chicken.
Hot chicken. Okay.
Yeah, Nashville's hot chicken, and there's a lot of different variations of that.
What is it, like Kentucky Fried Chicken but hot, spicy?
Yeah. I mean, in short, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Nashville hot chicken. Hattie B's is really famous here.
Yeah.
If you're close to it, you could walk to it from here.
Somebody was telling me that. They DM'd me. They're like, you have to go to Hattie B's.
Like, go to a meat and three. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh my gosh. Like, that is what you call anything in the South. It's like a diner vibe, and it has a meat and three sides. So like think meat, and then you have your cornbread, and you have some greens, and
meat and three.
A meat and three. So Hattie B's is like a commercialized meat and three.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like all the little mom and pop shops all around the South, meat and threes.
Meat and threes.
But Hattie B's is like a commercialized version of that. It's, where all the tourists go. And it's
good to know.
I don't know if it's franchise where they just have them like the locations here. Yeah. They have a couple locations.
We're gonna have dinner here at this hotel the
I'm gonna eat with
ready.
you.
Yeah. It's like,
honestly, wish we could take the podcast in there because I feel like I literally just rambled for so long where like no one's gonna piece together what I said.
Like,
but I feel like when we get off this, it's going to be actually a good conversation.
No, isn't that interesting? When a mic gets put in front of you, it's like, I'm sorry, all my brain cells kind of just died.
They all went away and then they're just now coming together.
But every time I end an episode, and I'm like, especially my solo episodes, I'll end and I'll be like, I'm sorry, that was the dumbest thing ever. I can't post this, but like, I'm not going to re-record it. So like post.
It's going.
And then someone's like, that episode resonated with me so much. Like it was so good. And I'm like, you know what? There's something for everybody. Like I thought that was horrible.
Yeah.
But you liked it. So, but no,
okay.
I don't think you rambled. I think you answered all the questions. You gave great answers. Your bio is fire. But you have to do TrashTopiCan.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Pick a topic out of this trash can.
Do you just like write these?
Yeah, there's only 2 in there right now. I need to write more.
Yeah.
TrashTopiCan is brought to you by ROADTOBABY. Did you know that 1 in 4 people struggle with infertility, making the dream of growing a family seem like an uphill battle? You've probably heard celebrities like Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton sharing their own surrogacy stories, shedding light on their journey. But what if I told you there's a team dedicated to making those dreams a reality for everyone? Meet ROADTOBABY. ROADTOBABY agency specializes in surrogacy, egg, and sperm donation. With their expertise, they navigate the bumpy road to parenthood alongside you, ensuring you never feel alone. And if you've ever considered becoming a surrogate, egg, or sperm donor, look no further. ROADTOBABY believes in fairly compensating those pivotal in making parenthood dreams come true. Surrogates earn between $60,000 to $100,000 for their first time dedication. Egg donors are generously compensated at $10,000 per donation, while sperm donors earn $5,000 for their first donation. Whether you've ever considered becoming a surrogate, egg donor, or sperm donor, ROADTOBABY is the place to go. Apply at roadtobaby.com. Again, that's roadtobaby.com. ROADTOBABY.com. Today's episode is brought to you by NOELLE. NOELLE is a true downtown Nashville gem built in the 1930s. This historic hotel has been transformed into a trendy, art-focused destination that gives the absolute best vibes. Located just a block away from the vibrant glow of Broadway, NOELLE offers an unforgettable experience with its beautifully restored interiors and 3 distinct dining concepts. My personal favorite is Make Ready L&L, a social hall serving up familiar favorites with Italian dishes, truly making me drool just thinking about it. From personal to shareable plates, complemented perfectly by a generous wine pour, it's the ideal spot for a good time and great food. Next, they have the most stunning rooftop bar, Rare Bird, with breathtaking views of downtown Nashville and delicious drinks and eats. It's a must-visit destination. But the perks of staying at NOELLE don't end there because guests can unlock exclusive discounts and savings with the Relax and Recover Passport. Explore a curated list of wellness partners including Blowout Co., Face Foundry, P-Volve, The Drip Bar, and Ian Rose 505, offering countless ways to unwind and rejuvenate during your stay in Music City. After being here for less than 24 hours, I'm already obsessed with NOELLE, and I can't forget to mention the gorgeous rooms. I feel like Nashville royalty staying here. So book your stay today at noelle-nashville.com and discover why NOELLE is the best hotel in Nashville. There's literally 2.
This is being conned into something. It's like, come here, pick a topic, and she just
it's like, tell me your deepest, darkest.
So it's
secret.
like you curated very specifically
there were
whatever.
More,
is in
and
here.
like they've all fell out, and I can't find them, and we didn't have time because you got here so on time that we didn't have time to get paper and write new ones. So what does it say?
Mine says a dream day for you.
Oh, what is a dream day for you? Do a dream day with no kids. Like dream day for you.
Dream day for me, no kids. Okay. I'm listening to live music.
Okay.
At some point.
I'm assuming you like country music?
That's part of it. Yeah. I genuinely love all music. And I know when people say that, they're like,
okay, like, pick me girl.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
All music.
Yeah, all music. But like,
I love sports and beer.
Yeah. I'm not a girl's girl.
Like,
I'm not one of them.
Like, I'm different.
I like all music.
Yeah.
No, but you have to love country if you're
here.
But live music, I'm probably listening to like something like pop indie.
Okay.
scene here. I'm probably going to one of those concerts. I'm going out to a really cool restaurant here. I'm probably getting my nails done. And I have all my favorite like drinks and spots. Like I want to go for experience.
What's your attire? What's your attire?
Ooh, good question. This is how in mom land I am. I'm like, what's my attire? If I'm like, no kids, what do I like? No, I'm definitely in a hat. I can answer that. I'm definitely in a hat.
Okay.
I feel naked. I feel naked without like my.
You feel naked right now?
Without my hat, yeah, because I had that dress on before we got in here. I went to that event.
Yeah,
so I always have a hat.
Are there a lot of events here? Like, because like in Utah, it is so like influencer culture. Everyone's an influencer.
But I feel like it's a different vibe there.
Yeah. Is it like
are
what's
there
the vibe
events
here?
there? Are there like
there's events.
Oh, really?
But it's
where
not,
are you having them at the Capitol?
Literally.
Like where are you having them at the Chili's, Chick-fil-A, or the Capitol?
Legit at the Chili's. Carly's laughing. We have them at wedding venues that are like so ugly and generic and stupid. I look around at this when we're just walking around Nashville and seeing all these hotels. I'm like, oh my gosh!
I was at a hotel probably 15 minutes from here for that event. Like, there's just so many
crazy.
spaces.
We're in Utah. No. You're slim pickings.
Yeah,
slim pickings. Capitol's top. Capitol's top. Should we have the weekly trash party next year at the Capitol? I'm not even kidding.
Wait, didn't Lexi have at the Capitol?
Yeah, she had Caxi prom at the Capitol.
After the Capitol.
I'm telling you.
Go. Okay, hold on.
The Capitol is where it all goes back.
You're not exaggerating. Like I can double tap that with the only thing, like the only other person I know in Utah had a party at the Capitol.
Facts. I wasn't lying. The Capitol is Utah's
pride and joy.
Favorite place.
Pride and joy.
No, but there's events. They're just like at stupid places.
I just feel like the events here, like the vibes are off the charts when there's events.
All
like,
out.
Yeah, like any brand that comes here, like the vibes, the look, everything is just so curated and beautiful.
Is it intimidating to go to them?
I mean, yeah. At first, yes. Like my very first one, I was like, I literally do not belong here. I think tons of people from The Bachelor go here, and you see famous people here all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not so much that, but like imposter syndrome when you first start, you're like, why am I here? I literally show videos of me, no makeup and a hat with puke on me, and like I'm here supposed to be promoting like cute shoes and a hat. Like I'm never in this, but back to famous people. You see famous people 24/7. Like everyone here is just.
It's like, hey. Who's the most like famous person that you've ran into?
Well, I guess that's like all subjective, but
like, because like famous to you is
like in college I would like get my nails. Keith Urban would walk in, and
Keith Urban,
and Nicole Kidman would come in a lot. I mean, we go to church with the Aikens.
Okay.
It's like very small. Like I'm not saying I know them. I just mean like just I know they're big people. Like Thomas is a big artist.
Yeah, he's a big star.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of everyone is connected to somebody.
See, that's how Utah is.
I think that's really what it is. It's not like, oh wow, like I can't believe it's like, no, that's like so and so used to work with them, or so and so they grew up at church together. So you might not know them personally, but it like you don't even think twice about any of that.
So yeah, celebrities in Utah are just influencers.
Wow. Like
if you're an influencer in Utah, you are a celebrity.
That's wild. That's a different dynamic. That might be the Bachelor and Bachelorette crowd here.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have good friends in the influencer community before getting into influencing?
No, all my friends are just like, who normal girls.
200 followers on Instagram. Slay.
Like every single one of them.
Yeah.
But it's been really fun to be in this community and those are like your coworkers now. And so there's a really, really, really great group of girls here. Like truly, like want to see you succeed. Will mention your name in a room of opportunities when you're not there. And I think that's all really reciprocal. And so like I feel a lot of that with the crew that's here. They're really, really special amazing. Girls. Yeah.
I feel like Utah doesn't have that mentality sometimes of like,
I just feel like it's a different world. This is just what I've seen like on TikTok. It feels like a different universe whenever I watch.
It's because I think there's so many people who feel like they're fighting for the same opportunities.
That's fair. So it does feel extra competitive and not that everyone has a seat at the table.
And like for me, the way I look at it is I would rather be friends with everyone and have everyone feel like they're safe with me than like try to compete. Because at the end of the day, what's going to come my way is what's going to come my way, whether I'm doing what you're doing or what I'm doing. What I'm like, what's meant to be is what's going to happen. I just have to be my best version of myself, and hopefully opportunities will come to me. Me being angry that you're getting more success than me is not going to do anything for me.
No, it's not. But I can see that being a whole different vibe if you are literally competing. Like there's only 4 slots for this campaign and everybody there is a mom who has a kid.
Yeah.
Like what differentiates people there?
Exactly.
I feel like there's a lot more differentiation here.
Oh, for sure.
And like everything.
Because like
from fashion, literally even just take fashion. If you're just a fashion influencer, there's tons of different vibes. Is everyone just it seems to me objectively, everyone's copy and paste.
It's very similar. It's very copy and paste.
I love how my nose just started running in the middle of this.
Fine. Do you need a tissue?
I'm
like,
I
ain't got one. But like, do you need one? I don't have one. I'm just curious if you need one. No, I feel like Utah is very, everyone just wants to fit in. Everyone just wants to be the same. And I don't feel this way, but I know other people feel this way, where it's like, if you don't have what other people have, if you're not fitting that box, you feel left out.
Yeah.
I've never had that mentality. And I just think maybe it's because on a religious side of it, I grew up with a dad that wasn't a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and my mom was. Okay. So I never really fit the box or the mold or the way that you're supposed to be. And so I've never been intimidated to be a little different. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are intimidated by like not following the trends or doing certain things. And then when you have like, for instance, in my own neighborhood, there's 7 other influencers. Like, do you have any influencers in your neighborhood?
No, that's wild.
Like,
no, I don't.
It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah.
But also in the same breath, I'm like, everyone please start, like, do something.
Well, and
in the same breath, I'm like, there's a piece of the pie for your specific, even if we were doing the exact same thing, no one is doing it in the exact same way, because you're doing it with your own voice, through your own lens of perspective, experiences, and all that stuff. Like, people come for you. Yeah. And not just like the surface level stuff.
And that's why I look at everything as like, I'd rather just be friends and like support each other than feel like we're competing, because at the end of the day, like, the people who like me and they can like you too. Like, you know, but it is hard when, like I said, there's 7 people in my own neighborhood that all have like the same kind of job, that are fighting for the same kind of collabs and brand deals. Yeah. So I see the pressure and I see why it can get really toxic. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't have the energy. Speaking of things we can drop,
that ain't on the plate.
Like, I am a worse mom if I'm stressed and jealous of someone else.
Oh man. Amen.
Like, I just can't.
I have to blog. I have to just, I have to pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I just want to be oblivious. I just want to focus on me, and because that's going to make me a better mom, a better wife. And at the end of the day, when I die, my Instagram following's not coming with me. Amen. My podcast isn't coming with me.
Amen. Yeah. A podcast that I really love listening to is Armchair Expert. Like, I'm an armchair.
Okay. Yeah.
And he had somebody on recently, and I can't remember the name because my recall memory is trash.
We love trash.
Yeah, we love trash. But he basically, like, think about your life backwards. Like, what do you want the last 10 years of your life to look like? And then make every decision now based on that. And like, really, when you work it back to the last moments, like, you want your family around you.
No, that's
your literal last breath. Like, are we making, everything goes back to that. And I know it's so cheesy, and everyone's like, like, truly taking a step back and being like, I literally could get into a car crash when I leave here.
Yeah.
Okay. None of this matters. This human connection.
Yeah.
Yes. Is different than just worrying about the little in the weeds stuff.
Absolutely. Stuff. So yeah, your special day.
Anyways, we're all gonna die, and your children sing kumbaya as you take your last breath.
Everybody just remember that nothing matters except for the love in
Honestly,
your heart.
what if like an existential thing that happens every now and then where you're like, nothing matters. Like, why are we even doing this?
Like, we're literally on a floating rock
in
like,
space.
what's happening?
I know.
No, I think about it way too often, actually.
No, I do too, and that's literally why my days look like the way that they do. I'm not even joking.
Like,
all of the I'm like, every time I pause, it's because I'm gonna say a cuss word, and I'm like,
you can say fuck bitch. You can say whatever.
Okay, good.
Unless you're trying to be careful for someone that you care about that's gonna listen to this.
Yeah, that too. Just being conscious
Sorry,
of
Grandma.
like, yeah, I don't actually like talk like that, but like
I don't talk like that. But when I'm with my girlfriends,
I feel like it comes out. I feel like that way too. So I've stopped a couple of times when I said snack earlier. I was trying to say snack. I'm like gonna be their snack bitch, and then I was like snack. Yeah.
I was gonna be well, like my kids don't even know swear words. Like people are shocked when they find out that I don't like cuss in front of my kids.
Yeah, like one, I rarely cuss, and two, I'm so conservative. Like what my kids, obviously, we don't have iPads. I'm sure you probably think the same way. Like what we digest is so.
But the way I talk on here, people probably think I am just over there yelling at Bentley like, "Get your fucking ass over here!"
Exact opposite. Yeah.
Like I'm like, get your bum here right now.
Yeah, we say bottom in our family. Actually, we don't even say butt. So
okay, so are you the type of parent that doesn't do the body part thing? Like, what do they call their penis?
Oh no, penis.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And I have a vagina.
Okay, cool.
And
same.
Yeah, and like if we're all showering together,
I'm just gonna clip that one part. And I have a vagina.
That's the promo video. And I have a vagina. I was in the shower with it. Like, we also shower.
We're in a bed. And I have a vagina.
And I have a vagina. I was in the shower with all of them.
Take a shot when we say vagina.
Yeah, I was because I did not want to bathe everyone all together and like.
So you get in the shower?
Yeah, I was like, everyone get in the shower. I needed to shower. I had tanning lotion to get off, and they were like, "Oh, like you're getting your orange stuff on me," and I had to like reach over to wash one of their hands, and my oldest was like, "Your vagina is on my shoulder," and I was just like, "Well, move." I was like, "Well, then just scoot over, okay?" And that was the end of the conversation.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh yeah, we are. I did not grow up like that. We did not talk about body parts. We did not talk about.
Oh really?
No. Well, I mean, the kind of childhood that I tried to describe was all over the place. But like, no one talked to me about anything. I never even went shopping for a bra. Never had someone tell me how to put a tampon in. Never had. I truly, when I say I like literally raised myself, but I was just around adults. Like no one talked or taught me anything. And so I just picked it up from other people, and then you get older and you figure out life, but whatever. No, we fully talk about everything and anything. Like I love having within reason, like obviously we have conversations brought down to what a 5-year-old conversation about those things.
Well, it's hard because,
but I love having the open communication where it's not a weird thing to just be like, that's a vagina, that's a penis, and that's literally all the thought that they're going to bring to it. And if they say it at school, it's like, okay, like we can have a conversation of what that looks like.
Well, it's hard because I don't want people to have this conversation with my kid. I want to have it.
So
like, let's start it now. Like,
and just make it not like, start the foundation of like it not being weird to say those words. That's really it.
Like my kids laugh when they hear booty. And I'm like,
yeah, my kids do too. Like booty, like potty words. Why are potty words so everything?
And the way that Bentley will be like, Brooke said a potty word, and I'm like, can we shut up? Like everyone, shut up.
Stop telling on each other, man. I want to jump off a cliff when everyone starts telling on each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're in the same phases.
The one thing I do shy away from, I actually have shied away from vagina a lot, saying that with them because I do have all boys, and they love to just talk about their penis all the time. Yeah. And obviously I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You know, you can touch your penis when you're cleaning it. I touch your penis when I'm cleaning it. But if, other people don't touch your penis, it's just very neutral facts. I think your SPED background comes in with a lot of that too. Just neutral facts. Yeah. But I shy away from the word vagina because I know we're old enough now, but when they were a little bit younger, probably like 2 years ago, I mean, we would just be walking, in public and be like, it looks like her vagina is hanging out, or like whatever they would, like whatever offhanded thing that they would say. And, what I want to have that reaction internally, and it would just look something like, that's a thought you say in your head, or you can tell mommy quietly. Yeah. When we're talking about somebody's private parts, we don't want to talk about them out loud, but you can tell me about them and I can answer those questions.
Yeah.
But just to save other people's face, we've just introduced the word. I have not corrected the vagina for them. I think it used to be, they called it something so funny, and I have to remember what it was, but it was not that word, and I just let it go forever because they would talk about it in public.
But people had no idea.
People had no idea, so I was like, that's fine.
You're like, go for it.
Yeah.
No, it's hard because kids say the funniest things.
They say the most
and they're
things.
so honest.
They are.
Because they don't have that filter yet. So it's just like, whatever.
Yeah. I answer everything so neutral. Do you feel like you do that too?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's some parts where you bust out laughing, but I mean, like in the literal teaching moments when you're out in public.
I'm like, okay, yeah. So we're not gonna talk about that, but maybe later.
Yeah, we can talk about that in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There was somebody that was walking. Somebody had one leg. And he was walking towards us, and I'm giggling because, like, you can see situations ahead,
and your kid's like trying to process.
I like already know it's coming.
Yeah.
And so, man, they just say the funniest thing, and whatever they said was so funny. Like me and the guy were laughing that we walked past each other.
Well, that's good that he laughed too.
Yeah, he laughed too, but the conversation is just like, yeah, I walk on two legs. Some people use a wheelchair and they roll on wheels. Just like some people are tall, some people are short, some people have brown hair. It's literally just neutral facts. And then like it's in and it's out. But it's not like
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to overthink it. Just like
truly.
It's just
it's
life.
Not like it. Yeah.
Like gravity.
They have
you
blue
go
hair.
Up, go down. Yeah.
They have blue hair. I have blonde hair.
Yeah. They have their nose pierced. I don't.
Yeah. Mommy, look at all those. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. I have a couple of those too. They just have them all over their body.
Yeah.
On to the next.
On to the next.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to tell you my dream day.
This is
because the way that we have like gone on.
Where have we even gone?
Like, where has the question landed? Let's see. You finished by saying,
I have a vagina.
You have a vagina. Okay. We were talking about what outfits you would wear.
How many times have we said the word vagina? I'm making up for all the times I never said it.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Scream it out, baby. No, you just said I think the last thing we said is your hat. You feel naked without a hat.
Yeah. I would be in a hat, in a sweatshirt.
Okay.
Oversized clothes. And
okay.
Like, I feel good when I like dress like masculine.
Oh yeah.
But like masculine with like makeup and
with
like
a feminine touch.
I like a feminine touch and dressing masculine.
Love.
So that's how I would dress.
My perfect day, I would also dress very similar.
Really?
Like
I can tell from what
like my outfit today that I wore earlier was like these cute striped pants with like a big graphic tee and a hat and like boots, and it was like casual cute. That's like I just feel confident in that, you know?
I do too, because I don't feel
exposed, and I can just like,
and it's not what everybody else is like. It's like your own.
It's my own
take on
own thing.
Something
it's like edgy. It's personal. It's just me, and I love it.
And you've been on a clothes journey.
I've been on an insane shopping addiction problem.
Yeah, let's call it what it is.
Like, let's be real.
You need help.
ASOS needs to sponsor me because everything I've packed is from ASOS. It's unhealthy. The amount of orders and returns. I will say, like, I don't keep it all. Like, it comes and I'm like, oh, this doesn't work. I'm going to send it back. I don't need to keep this $300 dress that I might maybe wear.
But do you return it in time? Because like I do the same thing with Amazon where I'm like, oh, I'm going to order this stuff and like, oh, it's a big order, but I'm going to return it. And then it sits in my cart and I miss the date. Like, have you done that with ASOS
I
yet?
haven't done it with ASOS yet, but I did do it with Mango. Have you ever bought anything from Mango?
I don't know what that is.
Here's the thing. If the return policy is too confusing, I don't buy it because I'm like, I don't want to risk it.
Okay. You are so much more responsible than me.
Because
is
Mango,
that the timer that we need to stop?
that's my Ring doorbell. Someone's at my house. Okay. No, I have a rule because what happened to me one time is I made a huge Mango order, hated every single piece I got. Like each one, I was like, not for me.
Okay.
Returning it was so complicated. I missed the day and I was out like $500. And I was like,
that's hard.
I will never do this again. Never.
At least you learned.
Then I gave the clothes to like Hello Seconds. It's a trendy thrift store where you can like sell your clothes. Because I was like, I'm never going to wear this. So like, I'm going to put it somewhere. Who is at my door? Someone is trying to.
They know you're here in Nashville.
Be friends.
You know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at your parking session has ended. Thank you for parking with PMC Pay. And I'm going to click on that to make sure.
Yeah, no, someone is ringing my doorbell, which makes me think that they're locked out of the house.
Are your kids there with with hubby.
No, they're with.
Which one is this? I parked at 3. I parked at 3 different parking centers today, like from these different events. Like I have parked in public parking 3 different times in Nashville. So I think that I'm getting.
Oh, it was like a summer sales bro. Do you guys get summer sales bros?
What? Tell me more about that.
Oh, what? Is it summer sales? He looks like a summer sales bro to me.
Let me see.
He's just waiting at the door.
What's a summer sales bro? Or this like a Mormon thing?
Yeah, like they sell pest control. Oh yeah, he's summer sales. He rang the doorbell 3 times. That little bitch.
Wait, but how is that different than like? Why is that like Mormon related?
It's not Mormon related. It's just a thing that like
everything's Mormon related in Utah. To be honest, okay, so.
Everything in Utah is Mormon related. No, the guys, they'll go on their missions, their LDS missions, where they knock on doors. And they learn that technique of like going and knocking on doors. Yeah. So then they come home and they get these opportunities to go sell pest control or security systems. And so they go and they knock on doors.
Boy, they know how to knock on those doors.
So they go door to door.
They go knock on doors.
Yeah, they go door to door. Is that not a thing here? Like guys don't go and do summer sales where they just do it for the summer. They make like 60, sometimes 150 grand. I mean, for those 3 months, and then they don't work it all the rest of the year.
I mean, that is an option here, but it's not something that's so prominent where people are like, know that like, oh, you can do summer sales.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's like
it's not that big of a thing. It's like, oh, maybe you work for like your dad's company or something.
No, I love talking to people who are not from Utah because it gives me a reality check of like how not everybody is living the exact same life.
No.
Like
we could have a whole other conversation about people moving here and thinking like just everyone has their own version of what Nashville is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's cool.
No, I feel like everyone has a very similar perspective on Utah, except the people who like hate Utah and say it's just full of judgmental Mormons. I don't think that's true because I feel like Utah is one of the friendliest places. I really do. And people who I know that come and visit also think that. Yeah. I just think the people who live in Utah that maybe have been hurt by certain people who think differently than them, they make it sound like everyone's judgmental. And I don't think that's the case. I think people are generally very friendly in Utah.
I love that perspective. How long do we have, by the way? I just want
to. We're just still going.
Okay, good.
But I'm just going to answer my perfect day
for the love. For the love. What is your perfect day?
I'm wearing the clothes that I said I would wear. I'm sleeping in. Okay, I'm sleeping in. I'm seeing big animals. Okay, I want to.
What? Okay, from the sense of like Utah doesn't have any, like, where are you doing that?
No, I would go to some farm. There's farms. I would find a farm.
That's not a big,
like I want
a big cow.
Like I want to snuggle a cow. I did that at Betsy's farm today. I want to snuggle a cow. I want to ride a horse. I want to honestly like if there's any baby cubs nearby that like will let me hold them. Like I just want to be around all these big animals. Okay. In the perfect world.
Okay. Like, but not like the Nashville Zoo, like we have elephants.
No, not those kind. I want like fluffy.
I'm lying. We don't have elephants. Like giraffes.
Oh, I would take a giraffe too. Like I just want big animals. Okay.
Do you have any big dogs?
I have 2 very large dogs.
So this is like on
par. This is fitting for me. Trigger and Snoop, shout out. But then I would go home and nap again because sleep is.
I would like to add that.
Sleep is like one of my favorite things on the planet, and then do like an all-you-can-eat buffet of like every type of food, but like good food, not like a buffet. Like, do you have a Chuckarama here? Is that a thing here?
What is that?
It's like a really shitty buffet.
I wonder if it's like Ryan's here. We have something called that's like some country shit. It's like it's just called Ryan's.
It's like stale mashed potatoes.
Ryan's. Ryan's.
Okay.
But we have lots of variations of that.
Okay, yeah.
We have Golden Corral.
Oh yeah, Golden Corral. Like
is it similar?
We have a Golden Corral. Yeah, Chuckarama and Golden Corral are very similar. So yeah,
Chuggarama.
Chuck, like up Chuck. Chuckarama is the name. I know Utah's weird, but I would want a buffet that's not like Chuckarama.
Like your favorite, like a
favorite
little bit of your
foods.
favorite things.
Yeah, like sushi, some good like bread. We love bread.
Are you a same taste syndrome girl?
What's that?
That's something my husband made up about me. It's like I will like I'm ready. I want different tastes. Like after a while, I'm just like, oh, I'm bored with this taste.
Yeah,
like,
I want something
else. Yeah, if I go to a restaurant, I'm gonna get like a side of sushi. Like I want to have as many different little things.
Cleanse your palate with a ton of different
flavors and things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like I would want like some Indian food, some Chinese food, some health, like maybe a Caesar salad. Like
okay,
I just want all the things. And then I want to scroll TikTok for an hour and go to bed. Just like a chill day.
Just like a chill 2024 day.
You know, with big animals.
The big animals just throw me because I want you to know I immediately went to like, okay, well, we have like rhinos and giraffes here. Like, does she... I did not know that we were doing. I did not know you loved animals that much. Like you wanted to be.
I really do. It's like it's fresh in my head because I just snuggled Betsy's cows.
Yeah, I cannot with my rhinos.
So yeah, you need it.
Honestly, this merch has just turned.
It's turned into a tissue, big old tissue.
It's fine.
But we need to go to dinner. So Chandler, thanks so much for coming on Weekly Trash, laying in this bed with me. I've just hanging out.
Have we addressed that again? Like we're fully relaxed now.
We're full on.
We were sitting up. We were sitting up and like very. And over
slowly
time,
going down.
We're going to sleep.
We're going to bed. Thanks so much. Like I am full on.
You were laying down.
I'm full on laying down in this bitch. We just chilling.
My feet have been going like this.
Same. I'm sure the people watching are like, what are they doing with their
toes.
feet? No, this bed's comfy though, right? Shout out Noelle. It's a good bed. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on. This was so much fun. Now you need to come to Utah and you can podcast in my actual studio and not go to bed.
And go to the Capitol.
Go to the fucking Capitol. I love you. Thanks for everybody listening. And don't forget to take out your trash. Bye.